Good morning, students. So, in previous lecture, we have done about the rate law expression. Now, we have done about rate expression also and rate of reaction also. What is the difference between these two, right? So, rate of reaction tells us the appearance of a product or disappearance of a reactant over a period of time, that how much reactant is consumed and how much product is formed. This is told by the rate of reaction, right? Or we can say that speed by which the reactant is converted into product. This is the rate of reaction. And for a given chemical equation, the rate of reaction can be expressed in two ways. That is average rate and instantaneous rate. Now, average rate is for a large period of interval and instantaneous rate is for a very small time period, right? Now, if we write average rate for this particular reaction, so how we'll write? Now, in coefficient of this reactants, we will put a minus sign, right? So what is the significance of this sign? So this only indicates the disappearance, or we can say decrease in the concentration of reactant. And now what we do, that these stoichiometric coefficients are used here, right? Now what we do for a standard calculation, राइट हम क्या करते हैं, इसको स्टैंडर्ड करने के लिए इन सारी कंसंट्रेशंस के लिए हम स्टैंडर्ड 1 मानते हैं. सो व्हाट वी विल डू, यहाँ पे जो भी स्टोइकियोमेट्रिक कोफिशिएंट होता है वी विल पुट इट इन डिनोमिनेटर, right? So here is 2, we will multiply it by 1 by 2 into concentration of A with respect to time, and here is a minus sign. Same is for B. B is also reactant, so minus with concentration of B per unit time, and C is the product form, that is its concentration is increasing, so that means plus of delta C by T. Now similarly we can write instantaneous rate also. The only difference is that इंस्टेंटेनियस रेट में हम क्या करते हैं, इसकी जगह पे डी यूज करते हैं. डी इज फॉर अ स्मॉल चेंज एंड डेल्टा इज फॉर अ लार्ज टाइम ऑफ इंटरवल, राइट? नाउ व्हाट इज द रेट लॉ? सो रेट लॉ टेल्स अबाउट द डिपेंडेंस, right? It tells about the dependence of a rate of reaction on the concentration of reactant, that how the rate of reaction depend on the concentration of reactant. If it will increase, it will decrease. So this tells the rate law. Rate law is a general mathematical form, right? Now according to this reaction, right, for this particular reaction, what is the rate law? So it is directly proportional to the concentration of reactant raised to the power some exponent, right? Now this law we have studied in class 11th of chapter equilibrium, that is law of mass action. Now what is the difference between this rate law and law of mass action? So law of mass action is what? That rate of any chemical reaction is directly proportional to the product of concentration of reactant, right? Product of concentration of reactant, right? Now what is the difference, that in place of this x and y, what we will use? We will use the directly this stoichiometric coefficient. If we have to use the law of mass action, हम लोग क्या करते हैं, same equation we use, but the only difference is we directly put the stoichiometric coefficient here, because active masses means the mass which is participating in the reaction, right? That is the active mass which is taking part in the reaction. So in that law of mass action, equation is same, the only difference is we will put here the stoichiometric coefficient. But in the rate law expression, what we will do, this exponent is only calculated experimentally, right? It cannot be calculated by seeing the balanced chemical equation, like there is here is 2 and here is 1, or we'll put 2 and 1. This is not the method for calculation of rate law, right? So now you understood the difference between rate of reaction and rate law, that this shows only the disappearance of reactant and appearance of product, and this shows the dependence of the rate of reaction in the concentration of reactant. Okay, now let us consider an example. This reaction, right? 2NO plus O2 will give 2NO2. Now how to determine this rate of reaction experimentally? Now what we did, that we changed the concentration of one of the reactant and put other as constant, right? And We can also calculate by changing the concentration of both the reactants, right? Now for this equation, what is the experimental data that if the concentration of NO is doubled, right? Now concentration is this. Now if the concentration of NO is doubled, what it is observed from the values that the rate of reaction is increased 4 times, right? If the concentration of NO is doubled, the rate of reaction increase 4 times, right? On what condition? If the concentration of oxygen is kept constant, right? So from here, the rate can be observed that rate is directly proportional to the concentration of NO, now raised to the power 2. Now if we double the concentration of NO, what will happen? It will become 4 times of it. Rate of reaction will become 4 times of it. So from this data we can conclude this, right? Now for the concentration of oxygen, now what we did, that we changed the concentration of oxygen, keeping the concentration of NO constant. Okay, now concentration of oxygen is doubled. So what it is observed, that the rate of reaction is also doubled, or we can say is 2 times, twice of it. Now what does this line suggest? That rate is directly proportional to concentration of oxygen raised to the power 1, because if we are doubling the oxygen concentration, then the rate of reaction is also getting 2 times. That means it is varying with 1 power only. Now if we combine this equation and this equation, what we will observe, this is 1 and this is 2, that rate is directly proportional to the concentration of NO raised to the power 2 and concentration of O2 raised to the power 1. So this is the calculated, or we can say experimentally determined rate, and in this this exponents are same as the stoichiometric coefficients, right? So now consider another reaction, right? So now this is the second reaction, that 2N2O5 will give 4NO2 plus oxygen. Now what is the rate of this reaction? So it is very well known that rate is directly proportional to the concentration of reactant. That means N2O5. Now what is the power of this N2O5? That means what is the concentration of this, in which it depends. So now its power is 1. This is calculated experimentally. Now here are the 2 molecules of N2O5, still the power is 1. So how is this possible? Now this rate changes in the multi-step reaction. Now this rate changes in the multi-step reaction. हम rate में हमेशा stoichiometric coefficients ही क्यों नहीं लेते हैं? The reason is that in a multi-step reaction, it is very difficult to assume that how many molecules or how many moles of a reactant are reacting, right? Now suppose for this reaction, what is happening, that in step first, this N2O5 is decomposed into NO2 and NO3, right? This is the first reaction. Now in the second step, what is happening, that this N2O5 is again reacting with NO3. That means NO3, and what it is producing is NO2. Again that means NO2 and oxygen, right? So this is the second step. Now in this 2 steps, the overall reaction is carried out. So now add these 2 steps. Now first of all balance these 2. First equation is balanced, and here are 2 and 1, it comes 3, right? Now the equation is balanced. Now add these 2 reactions. So what we will get, that NO3 and NO3 will be cancelled, and N2O5, that is twice of it, gives 3 and 1, 4 NO2 plus O2. So this is the overall reaction which we have written here, and as it is consuming in two steps, right? So this is our overall reaction, overall. Now as we can see that N2O5 is first reacting with this and first decomposing in this and reacting with this. Now in this reaction, this is the slowest step. This is the slowest step, and this second step is the fast step. Now what does the slow and fast means? So in chemical kinetics, always remember that slowest step is the rate determining step. Slowest step is the rate determining step. Slowest step ही वो step है जो कि rate को बताता है. Now why so? So जो slowest step होता है, slowest step में we can see that how many moles of the reactant is taking part in it. But what happens in this fast reaction, that it is very difficult to observe that how many moles of it are combining and forming a product. So as the fast reaction, it is very difficult to observe that how many reactants are taking part in a reaction. So in in this chemical kinetics, or we will study in organic chemistry also, that always the slowest step is the rate determining step. Now as we see in the slowest step, only one molecule of N2O5 is taking part in the reaction, right? So rate of the reaction is depend on the concentration of N2O5. Which is the slowest step? This. And only one molecule is taking part in it, therefore raised to the power 1. Right? So rate law expression is always determined experimentally. Right? I have told you this also and I have told you this also. यहाँ पे हमने क्या किया, that N2O5 दो steps में होता है, right? दो steps को हमने combine करके overall reaction लिखी. Okay, now what is happening, that always the rate determining step is the slow step. That means we can observe that how many molecules are taking part in a reaction. So slowest step is only the first step, and in the first step only one molecule is taking part in the reaction. That means the rate of reaction is directly proportional only this molecule, right? And अब अगर हम step second में देखें, there is second reactant also which is taking part in the reaction, but as it is cancelling out and the overall reaction is this, so the NO3 concentration is raised to the power 0. That means this reaction does not depend upon the concentration of NO3, right? Understood this much? Now next is order of reaction, right? Now what is a order of reaction? So suppose this is a chemical equation in which these are the three reactants and it gives suppose any product P. Okay, now how will write rate law of this? Rate is directly proportional to the concentration of reactants. That means concentration of A, concentration of B and concentration of C, and raised to the power some exponent, that X, Y and Z. Right, now this is the rate law expression for this reaction. So in this, the sum of the powers, this sum of the powers of the concentration terms in this rate law expression is termed as its order, and order of reaction we can say it, right? Now X plus Y plus Z, this, if we calculate this, then this will be termed as the order of reaction, and order of reaction we use a symbol of N, right? So now every one of you understood that what is order of reaction. Now suppose we take only one of the power. Suppose I am talking about the power of A only. So what is it? So it is also the order, but not of the reaction. It is order with respect to concentration of A only, right? If we are talking about Y, then it is order in with respect to concentration of B only, and Z is the order with respect to the concentration of C only, right? So now order of reaction is, so this is the definition, right? Now for example, rate is given this. For a particular reaction in which A and B are reactant and it is producing some of the product. So A raised to the power 1 by 2 and B raised to the power 3 by 2. So now what is the order with respect to the A? So with respect to A, order is 1 by 2. This is with respect to A, concentration A, right? Now with respect to the concentration B, right? Now order is, its power is 3 by 2, that means 3 by 2. Now what is the overall order of the reaction? So what we will do, we will add these two. That means overall order of reaction is equals to 1 by 2 plus 3 by 2, that will come out to be 2. 4 by 2 and it come out to be 2. So now rate of the reaction is, order of the reaction is 2, right? So order can be calculated by this powers, but it is very obvious that these exponents or these power can only be calculated by the experimental determination. So order of the reaction can only be determined experimentally, right? Now order can not be calculated by seeing only the balanced chemical equation, that हमने एक balanced chemical equation देखी और हमने order लिख दिया. It is not possible. So order, again order is also calculated experimentally, right? Now this order can be a whole number or a fraction, right? It can be a fractional number or it can be a whole number. Now if the order is 0, then what does it mean? Suppose if the order is 0 somewhere here, if the order is 0, now what does this mean? This means that in the reactant B, the reaction is not depending, because this rate law express the dependence of the rate of reaction in the concentration. So order 0 means that the rate of reaction does not depend on the particular reactant, which order is 0. Okay, so this is about the order of reaction. We will continue in the next lecture from this topic only. Okay, thank you.